Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. A wonderful Thursday to you and your family. Just thanks for taking the time to watch. We're going to take a look, of course, here at Luna or Luna Classic, whatever the heck you want to call it, and just kind of see what's going on. Take our microscope and go ahead and zoom on in and see kind of where we're at here for the day. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I just love teaching people how to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. And obviously, if you'd like to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. It can help you become a better trader. And I've got a trading academy, community, signal group, really awesome group of folks, over 200 plus active members right now. So thank you again so much to my current community members for just allowing me to help you and get you where you need to go. It's really awesome to be a part of that. Moving forward here though with Luna, keep in mind I had to shift gears here. The KuCoin one that I was using previously, the previous chart, is no longer available on TradingView. So we're using Huobi now, and essentially same information, just maybe slightly different numbers based on volume. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We might see some slightly different factors here, but the same concept still applies, and the general idea of what we're trying to do here is still relevant. All right, so taking a look, of course, at the daily. Not much to really extract here except for the fact that it's kind of trending around these Fibonacci retracement lines. We can kind of see the price action hanging out right in this range up until today. Now, I say up until today because of the fact that obviously we had this candle wick down from Bitcoin selling off and hitting 28,000 today. So as I've mentioned before, Bitcoin goes down, Luna does too. So in this regard, we got to understand and respect the fact that Terra Luna will continue to follow Bitcoin relatively well. Granted, you look in the smaller time frames, there are some stark differences, whereas Bitcoin can be up 3% and Luna is up 20%. That's the difference, but of course that sell-off in the reverse happens as well to the downside. Anyways, just something to be mindful of. We're kind of right here at this Fibonacci retracement level of 15930. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there for Terra Luna. Taking a look at the 4 hour, we can kind of see here, of course, with the Fibonacci kind of how it's going. It's coming down, it came down to bounce, and of course we lost this support level based on what happened with Bitcoin. So potentially we have a resistance level at this point, but the likelihood of the price continuing back up, I would say, is greater depending on how Bitcoin performs. It would make sense for Bitcoin to recover closer to 30,000, and if so, we'll see Terra Luna continue to increase. So I guess the simple way to describe this here is that if you're trying to wait for the price to be lower, that's probably going to be a better strategy here because it feels like, and it looks like, again, with it being fairly synonymous with Bitcoin, expecting Bitcoin to come lower in the relative near future, I would say Terra Luna will do so as well. Okay, so if you're going to add your position now, maybe not a lot, and obviously depending on the type of trader you are, you use your own risk tolerance and figure it out. But the important thing to note is that this is still a gamble. There's no guarantees, and obviously, someday some folks are thinking this way. I could be way off base, but I really don't think 1 or 2 cents is realistic anymore. Possibly, perhaps half a cent or lower, 1/10 of a cent, whatever the heck those numbers are. It's probably not going to get back to that place. So try not to be a Luna millionaire like some people got lucky with Dogecoin, for example. Those are things that happen very infrequent. Realistically, you're better off taking profits here and there when you can, but also making sure you leave some aside if in fact you feel like it's going to recover. I mean, I have a couple million Luna left after I recovered my losses. I'm just kind of letting them sit there, see what happens, because it really isn't that much money. Again, expect to lose the money. That's the concept when it comes to something like this. This is not not a stable coin anymore, right? There's nothing stable about it. Taking a look at the 1 hour, here's kind of where we're at here. Probably not a lot to understand, except we can kind of take a look at TD sequential and see. We just hit a 7, got a reset, and we're back down to a 1. So honestly, not a heck of a lot really telling us that we're like overextended or perhaps expecting a turnaround. Obviously, we did hit a 7 here, and we wicked down, and we continued to lower. This is very synonymous with Bitcoin's behavior, though. Today, it sold off when the market had opened, and of course, it's recovering now as well. So in that sense, we can kind of anticipate that Luna, once again, will follow Bitcoin suit. But one thing we got to acknowledge, and this is the thing that you can actually extract on smaller time frames, albeit not as, it's not as concrete, I guess you could say, is larger time frames, because you prefer to have higher highs and higher lows, and obviously that would be best on 4 hour or the 1 day. But on the 1 hour, we can still see that we are making lower lows and lower highs. Okay. So again, this is a transitionary time frame. The 1 hour translates to the 4 hour, etc. So with us making lower lows and lower highs here, we're going to see a very similar effect on the 4 hour, and that will inevitably continue to push the price action down. So I would say if you're going to dollar cost average, if that's even such a thing for you, again, probably not the best coin to do this, you're going to probably want to look at investing lower here, closer to the previous low. Again, that might be different on your exchange depending on the liquidity, etc. But right here, according to this chart, it looks like it's 10,120. All right, so that would be a good place to add your position. Again, I don't recommend necessarily doing that because the overall state of the way things are here, it's a complete gamble, and you're better off, flushing your money down the toilet. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those interesting things. And I just hope that you can exercise caution and be careful and respect the fact that this is a little bit of a nutty situation, and it's not really the most ideal. Okay, that's why I like to make these videos, to help kind of talk some sense into some folks that are maybe thinking nonsensical. It's easy to to be like, yeah, I'm going to make millions of dollars off of a small investment. There's a possibility of that, but just do not put your whole life savings into this. I mean, it's an extreme gamble. The volatility is nice, but there's some trade-offs, and it's aligned itself pretty well with Bitcoin last 72 to however many hours. It's been like literally last 3 or 4 trading days. It's almost moving identical to Bitcoin. So please, please, please just be aware of that. And if you want to become a better trader, well, obviously join my community and learn from my academy. But watch my Bitcoin videos or watch other Bitcoin videos to understand how Bitcoin is doing, because that's really the catalyst for a majority of the market right now. Bitcoin suffering, has a bad day, every other altcoin will do so as well, including Luna Classic or whatever the heck you want to call this. All right, so again, just some friendly advice there, but pay attention to that. I do make a Bitcoin video daily, so it'd be important to understand that. Big picture, this has potential to increase higher than its recent high. In other words, right here when it came up to about 60,000, it was pushing really hard and it sold off. Bear in mind that the likelihood of it hitting that point in the immediate future is lower. Remember, the harder you shoot up, the harder you fall. Okay, so bigger you are, the bigger you fall, or the best analogy I can come up with, and I've used this for a while, so maybe you can laugh at it if you've heard it before, but just say, for example, you were to trip down a flight of stairs. Just say you're on the last step and you trip and you fall and you kind of bang your knee and it hurts. It sucks, right? There's nothing great about that. That's all well and good, but if you were to fall down a flight of stairs, just say the whole entire thing, you're probably going to break some bones. You're probably going to be stuck in a wheelchair, and you're not going to have a good day or year or whatever. It's going to be terrible. Your life is going to change. This is what happens. Life-changing stuff happens when we're in price discovery of the downside. We bounced off our bottom. We came up to this highest point here, and the likelihood of coming back up to that is very low. It needs to recover. It's in physical therapy right now, right? That's the general concept. So try not to get stuck on the idea that this is going to moon in the immediate future. Perhaps someday, yes, there might be a fundamental catalyst that causes that, but from a technical standpoint, there's no reason for it to recover anytime soon. Okay, little bits here and there, perfect. Bitcoin does well. We see Bitcoin rally to 60, 70,000. Sure, that'll happen, but we're not anticipating that for at least another couple months. So try to make sure you're not adding too much to your position at too high of a price point. All right, so that's the general idea. All right, anyways, I hope that clarified some things for you. I certainly hope it didn't address more questions or generate more questions, but if you have them, of course, comment below. Reach out to me through my community, of course, and I do look forward to working with you if you're not currently a community member. So thanks again for your time. I look forward to see you in the next video. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Thanks again.